Guys, I'm back with another haul video. I went to like 2 or 3 thrift stores and I went and did a private pick at someone's house. We've bought from her before and she invited us over to her home to look at some of the things that were her mom's. And I did pick up some things there. That was pretty awesome. Hopefully we could go back soon. But I wanted to share with you guys everything that we found. I haven't been to the thrift store in what feels like ages. Oh, we had to go check a completely different Walmart that was like 45 minutes away for a certain box that we needed. So we figured we would make an afternoon of it. So we went to the Walmart, and then when we backtracked, we stopped at these little thrift stores. There's one that's actually 2 that was brand new that my husband has never been into yet, since one was built and one was remodeled. So we went in there too, but it was a fun afternoon. Anyways, let me stop talking. I might hold it for around Christmas time and make it available then, but I also love gingerbread men stuff. So I don't know if it's going to wind up here, but either way, someone's going to love it. It's a Halloween house. Now that one is Scentsy. This one could be like Walmart, but a lot of times when they do these special holiday ones, they're like one and done. You would have needed to shop that collection that particular year. Sometimes they come back because they were so popular. But I do have some people that like clowns. I thought this was so cute. And this was at our little thrift store, in our local thrift store by my house, actually. A little vintage clown planter. It does have a little bit of paint wear, but it's so common with these kinds. That red is always painted on top of the glaze. So if they wash it or get it wet, it starts to come off. But I have some clown people, so I think that will be cute for them. Oh, I picked this little guy up too. This one was 25 cents. Have you seen a thrift store price of 25 cents lately? Not in Florida, I haven't. It's maybe a 4-piece set. Sold for like 50 bucks. But you guys know I love a good holiday decor. And it was a quarter, so I had to pick that up. All right, I think this one actually was at Goodwill. So you have Maleficent on one side and Sleeping Beauty on the other side. At my local little thrift store by my house, they've started to raise their prices like drastically, unfortunately. But they got in some Disney mugs that are kind of 3D like this one. And I looked at them the other day when me and Gabriel went over to the thrift store. And they were like $15, $20 a mug. And I'm just like, why'd you guys do this to yourselves? One of the little ones by my house. I love that Americana bear. It just says American Bears. It's by Lennox for the holidays. And it was the 100th anniversary of a teddy bear. Then one of the new ones that Aaron hasn't gone into yet, they were having a book sale. And I always love to check the books. Good books with like beautiful covers and spines and stuff. Love it. I was thinking they were, I think the sign said half off. That's the first thing that I saw. Oh, the books are half off. So I'm like, okay. So I was flipping them open to try and find, sometimes they write inside the cover. This one didn't have anything written on it. It says The Man of the Renaissance. And it has someone's name inscribed in there. This one I think was from 1933. Published December 1933, it says. And then he's put to my wife. I love that. So I didn't know what this was going to be because it had no price on it. So I just held it. Then I found this little, they were sitting just like this. Love those spines and the covers. They're each different. So each of them are a different title. And they did write in these that they were $3. But then when I got up to, so I was thinking, okay, they'll be $1.50. But when I got up to the counter, I guess they were doing a deal like on hardbacks. It was like 3 for this, or paperbacks were 3 for that. So I did get an even better deal when I went up there. So these you guys might see in a decor video and or up for sale. These are pretty cool. Look at, hold on, let me show you one. so they fall over. So inside, does this one have it? Oh yeah. So it has like a portrait. Then it has like a little piece of like glassine, almost like baker's paper. And then the rest of it. And these are from 1910. Copyright 1905 by Robert Arnott. Copyright 1910. So I thought that was awesome. So I got those. And then we're going to be setting up at the Browns Market. It'll be, what is that day? It's the first, this coming Saturday. So the first Saturday in July, whatever that day is. The 6th or the 4th or 5th, something like that. Because it's the first Saturday of every month. So we're going to go there and we're going to set up there. And we're going to do like dollar tables. I think it was like, we were kind of throwing it around $1, $3, $3, $5, something like that. Anyways, I wanted to get, instead of getting poster boards that I could write on and like tape to the table, I wanted to get some frames. And at the new store that he hasn't been to, I found a couple of frames for 50 cents each. Though when I got home, I go, oh my gosh, I didn't check and see if it still has the arm on the back. And one of them is missing the arm. But anyway, so I was going to put the signs in here and set it on the table so it didn't blow away. But maybe I can just set them on the table and like, I don't know. I was going to try and have them up, you know, so that people could see. But so I didn't have to deal with that, taping it down and it blowing away or it getting knocked off. So one of them has the arm, one of them doesn't, but that's okay. Maybe I can find another one before then. Actually picked this up at Goodwill. A Samsung Blu-ray player with the remote. Aaron plugged it in and it turned on at least. We have to see if it plays. I think it only plays Blu-ray, which will stink because we need it to play DVD too. So, but this was $6.98, so that was not bad because typically Goodwill had been putting, well, they started to put like $24.98, $29.98 on something like that. I'm like, I can go buy a new one. So anyway, so for the private pick stuff, this was, it was fun to go there and look through stuff. There was so much that we didn't get to see. Everything was packed up so nicely in all these bins. It would have been like we would have taken forever trying to look through all her stuff. But what we did get was, I got another one of these. This is a towel bar, a jadeite glass towel bar for your bathrooms, vintage bathrooms. And we did buy a couple other sets from her that had the actual arm for the wall, and those did glow. They had a glow to them. This doesn't have a glow, but how many times have you guys seen a jadeite towel bar? Put that in the comments. But we got that. Aaron's gonna change the battery on this for me, but I did pick up this vintage Gucci watch. See if you can see it. There you go. The band is pretty gnarly, but there's watch people out there and there's vintage lovers out there, so maybe they can have it fixed or replaced. We'll see about that. Then I did get this. This is like a hand painted, it looks like enamel paint with some like gold flakes, but this gorgeous angel tile. Isn't that cool? The frame has a little boo-boo right there, but I don't care. It's pretty awesome. I love that. And sticking with religious iconography, I've never had in my hand, owned, found, seen in person a piece of Sabino glass. I've always only seen it online, but they had this Mary piece, and she's like a gorgeous opalescent, just like figure statue. Isn't she? Oh my God. If you could see the light coming through her, she's so beautiful. So I got that piece, this piece of French glass. Think Lalique when you think, like of importance. So if you know what that stuff is. But speaking of Lalique, we got something in the box. It's a little angel baby. So it has its paperwork, it has its box, and most of the Lalique stuff is kind of like this, a frosted, an opalescent clear. This one, it even has it on the label. that it's angel pink. Well, my light's making it look very white, but I can see the pink coming through it, and that's what they call it. So this is a piece of Lalique. It's signed on the bottom, Lalique France. Piece of their crystal. Has the box. Here's the bottom of what it's called. Angel pink. Now, it's not an antique piece of Lalique, but nevertheless, you don't find this stuff either, you know. Then this is, oh, I love this. Look at this stand with the mermaids, and it's a complete round ball. I just found a smaller one at the auction the other day, and I have it, I don't know if you can see it, but it's sitting right there, up there. Usually they're, you know, paperweight. You kind of make them look like a crystal ball. This actually is a crystal ball with mermaids. Stunning. Then I got a piece of Bohemian glass. Gorgeous red pitcher. So, beautiful piece. That's the only, like, that kind of thing that we got. I got this. This is actually a vintage teacup and saucer holder, but who says that that couldn't be another crystal ball paperweight holder? I love the birds on the side, but it's really for a teacup and saucer. I like those interesting stands. I got this set of black glass. Now the little tops could use a little bit of love, but you don't often find the whole set together like that. And with the fall months, and I know we're not quite through summer yet, but you know, home decor people and gift giving people get ready for that kind of stuff. Those will look perfect out for the darker fall months. Then she had these. They didn't have their mate, but I got them anyway. So I've seen people find this set, the salt and pepper shaker. So you see, it's like the wife, she's all nice and happy and she's married. And then after marriage, she's got a baby and she looks like a ghost because she's so tired. But there's a mate, there's a husband that goes with this. She didn't have it, but I still think that that was pretty cool because I've never found that set before. And then I got a little frozen Charlotte guy that is actually really well still painted. I did get this little Nippon sugar dish, hand painted. Now, I got another one from her last time, and that one had the little spoon. This one doesn't, but it was still so beautiful. They're still so well made. And there's the bottom there. Yeah, it's an Eckholt one. I was going to say, I couldn't really read it, but now, and I was suspicious that it was the Eckholt glass, but now I can see it with this bright light on. So this gorgeous paperweight. Again, most of this stuff is, I love home decor. Love it. And I definitely would love to keep a couple pieces, but most of it will be available in our store because I got to pay for my home decor addiction somehow. Then she had this, and it looked too nice to just be like a normal bird. So I did look it up, and lots of, well, actually it does look like it says something on the bottom. There was lots of similar, like, oh, art glass bird, but I did see a few that were beautiful like this, and they had a pair just like this, and it had all those, I don't know if you can see now, but there's gorgeous bubbles on the inside. Oh, the light's not too good. I can see all the bubbles through it, but, and they're very like straight in rows and very, very nice Volcante. But there was this one, and then there was like a pink one, or there was this one and then the same, but like his wings were different. And they all said there were a certain artist from Murano. I can't remember it now, of course, but I'll try and remember to put it up on the screen. But it's just so beautifully made. And it had like, see like the stretch marks in the glass, like the other bird had that too. So maybe, just maybe we got a real piece, because you know everything's listed as Murano these days. But I can't really tell by the front. I'm thinking Indians, but it's an old small little tea caddy, and that's what I was trying to read on the bottom. This is from 1916. This is another Native American thing. It says Skookum. I guess that was a company that made realistic looking native dolls. They look really cool if you look them up online. This, I want to say it was a candy container that you could turn into a bank. And it would have had a metal lid and you could stick the stuff on the inside. And this, I think, was painted. It had color all over it. And then eventually they just kind of, the color was coming off. So they made it clear. And then I got a little micro mosaic brooch. Now the brooch doesn't want to open for me. So I'm going to have to take like a little plier or something and make that open a little bit because it's like stuck closed. But it's a nice size one. And then I got this little snuff container. Now they stored a little needle and thread in there, which is genius. But it's a little snuff container, or you could do modern, like, I don't know, maybe a toothpick is too big for that. But tobacco, snuff, stuff like that. And the last thing I got, I have to go pick it up. So let me grab it. All right, this is the last thing that I got from her. Was this gorgeous clock. So stunning. Now this comes off, this top piece. At first, when I saw this from a distance, I'm like, oh, it's a decanter clock. But no, it was just for that to stay on. The bisque porcelain stuff doesn't have any marks. But the clock itself says made by the New Haven Clock Company, New Haven, Connecticut, USA. So that could very well be just this clock mounting, not the actual clock itself. So, but I thought it was nevertheless just so interesting. I gotta clean it up a little. It's got some like dust in there, but look at all the flowers and stuff. Isn't that awesome? And then, like I said, this is the top. It sits on there like this. I love this. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to be posting this. Well, obviously, you'll watch this. This is going to be on the House on Noble channel. You can email me, houseonnoble@gmail.com. I don't check that very often because, like, nobody has that email. I usually check my chapter 2 vintage@gmail.com email if you're interested in anything, or you can message me on like Instagram or something. Other than that, I really appreciate you guys watching, and leave your thumbs up and all that stuff. Okay, guys, bye.